Good evening. Welcome to the class. This class is about motivation. So today we are going to talk about what is the importance of motivation in students' life and how we can motivate our students. So let's start. So I want to ask you, like all of you are students, what motivation do you have in life? Like what motivates you to go forward in your life? My question is that what motivates you to go forward in your life? What is your answer? So there are so many reasons which motivate us, like maybe one of our teacher motivates us, the way of he teaches, his behavior, everything motivates us. Maybe any of our friend motivates us. Maybe one of our family members motivate us. So there are a lot of people and around us, and they can motivate us in so many ways. Suppose I was so like motivated by my teacher, like he was so kind, so well spoken, so well read, so I was motivated by him. So I'm motivated to do like work honestly, to give my best to the work, and always be very honest. So motivation in students' life. So there are a lot of great people also. If you read their life story, they can motivate you. So you have spent countless hours developing an engaging lesson plan. You have worksheets, activities, and reading material lined up. But despite your best efforts, you have a classroom that just can't seem to find their motivation. You have spent countless hours developing an engaging lesson plan. You have worksheets, activities, reading materials lined up. But despite your best efforts, you have a classroom that just can't seem to find their motivation. So if you have like good materials, good worksheets, good lesson plan, but then also maybe you cannot motivate your classroom. Why? So it's a frustrating reality of teaching. We all go through the peaks and peaks. Some days your class is ready to go. Others you sweat someone replaced your kids with mannequins. So luckily, these some slumps are only temporary, even luckier. So we have some tips and tricks for pushing through the low points. But first, let's explore two core motivators. Okay, you have to understand the motivation types. That is, one is intrinsic and one is extrinsic. So extrinsic motivators refer to behavior that is driven by external rewards. This includes things like grades, scholarship, or parent praise. These motivators are often more time effective. So you create a reward, offer it up, and see results. So there are two types of motivation, like extrinsic and intrinsic. So extrinsic, you can understand by the name extrinsic means it's coming from the external world. So extrinsic motivators refer to behavior that is driven by external rewards. This includes things like grades, scholarship, prize, any kind of praise. These are in extrinsic motivators. These motivators are often more time effective. So you create a reward, offer it up, and see results. However, extrinsic motivators are not particularly sustainable and research has shown that motivate rewards often negatively impact intrinsic motivation. However, extrinsic motivators are not particularly sustainable, and research has shown that rewards often negatively impact in intrinsic motivation. That is, when you take away the reward, students don't see the point of doing the work. The intrinsic motivators refers to behavior that is driven by internal rewards from interest in a subject to its long-term relevance. The drive comes from an innate desire to improve or learn. So intrinsic motivation is not a quick fix, but once you introduce it, doesn't tend to sustain itself. So extrinsic motivations comes from outside. Intrinsic motivation refers to the behavior that is coming from the inside. So from interest in subject to its long-term relevance, the drive comes from an innate desire to improve or learn. So intrinsic motivation is not a quick fix, but once you introduce it, does not tend to sustain itself. Every student is different, to pinpointing what will spark motivation will take time. So every student is different, and according to them, motivation is also different. So you will need to invest time in getting to know your students and building a plan in line with their interest. So both have their pros and cons. The good news is that they can both be used to spark some life back into the classroom. So here is a mix of intrinsic and extrinsic motivators to get things going. The tracking progress. So if you don't know where you have been, how will you know where you are going? The tracking progress for students allow them to see how far they have come. You can use this to inform
Hmm.
So if you don't know where you have been, how will you know where you are going? So like all of us need some kind of tracking progress. We need some progress. So we you can use this to inform your teaching and as feedback to show your students their progress. Making activities fun. Not everything has to be fun and games, but students who perceive school as a place where they can have a good time will motivate to do the work that's required and pay attention. So adding fun activities or changing up lesson plans to be more engaging can be a great way to help students who struggle with motivation. So you have to make the activities fun what you are doing. If you think what you are doing is fun, it's like engaging, you will take interest in that. And if you think it's boring, then you will not get any interest in that.
రేపే అంట
Giving praise. So, a simple but often overlooked way of rewarding students are words of encouragement. So, learners crave praise and recognition for a job well done. Positive comments are free, and students are notably motivated when teachers acknowledge their success or even share their great work. A simple but often overlooked way of rewarding students are words of encouragement. So learners crave praise and recognition for job well done. Positive comments are free, and students are noticeably motivated when teachers acknowledge their success or even share their great work. Changing of the environment. The classroom is a great place to learn, but it is not the only option. Sitting at the same desk all day can start to be a bit monotonous for some students. So at that time, we need some kind of motivation. Like we are going to the school in the same room every day, same room, same setup. We may feel like bored. So we need some motivation there. So switch things up by getting out the classroom, uh, either by taking a field trip or walking outside. Changing the scenario will keep things new and fresh for students. Define objectives. Without clear guidance and expectations, students can easily become frustrated and disengaged. So they crave for the ability to know what's expected from them, and it helps them to stay motivated to complete their work. So make sure to clearly lay out objectives, rules, and various classroom expectations to remove your ambiguity and confusion for the students. The students want to know like what they have to do. Like I want my students to become interactive in the class, respond, but they don't respond at all. So I have stopped saying that. Now, if they know that what is their motto, what they are going to learn, they will also feel motivated. You have to create a safe learning environment. So you have to creating a safe learning environment which allows students to try, experiment, and take risks without feeling judged. So learners naturally attempt to fulfill expectations that have been set by their teacher. So try and focus on positive reinforcement to keep students motivated and feeling safe in their learning environment. You have to encourage the student self-reflection. So have your students take a look at themselves by reflecting on what they have done. If it is successful or not, or what they want to accomplish moving forward, defining goals and considering achievements will empower students, making them feel like So you have to encourage your students to look at the things what they have done. If they are successful, praise them. If they are not successful, do not scold them. You just tell them what they can do to improve themselves. Okay, you have to know your students. Students want to know that teacher cares about them. So every student will be very happy if they feel that teacher also like very careful about them. So if you show a genuine interest in making sure they succeed. So get to know your class by using icebreakers and other engaging activities. So your students will appreciate praise and feedback much more when they know it's coming from someone that knows and respects them. Like if I know my students, I can tell them their faults, their positive side, and they will also enjoy it. You can share your enthusiasm. If you are excited, chances are your students will be too. So your energy and enthusiasm can be a great way to motivate your students. You have to help students determine the intrinsic motivation. So helping students be motivated is great, but to be successful long term, it's important for them to generate their own motivation. To assist your students in determining their own reasons for working hard and completing classwork. So control can play a big role here. The more choice students have in what they have learning about, the more likely they are to find self-motivation. Okay, now we can see this video, but what I said that you have to encourage your students. You have to tell them their positive side. You have to give them feedback so they will also be feel motivated. Like yes, my teacher knows me, and he is giving me feedback. And you have to also tell them that what are the things will be good for their future, and what are the things you like for them. You have to also tell them this. So do you have any query? So what I said, like how can you motivate the students? I am also very much demotivated by your response. Okay, I will end the class here. If you have any query, you can ask me. I will end the session here. Thank you.